providing lunch, but COVID and Arambe and everything, there is no fees for that. So we'll have to come together, especially you guys are 4 or 5, maybe there's more 10. Then work out some sort of arrangement for food. Yes. So I will find out for me whether Antifrida is going to be.
I think those stuff.
If she's in the hostel, yeah. If she doesn't go, then you guys can.
But sir, we won't be staying in the hostel.
Don't speak on other people's behalf. Where do you want to say? And I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to put it just like that so that everybody's on so and such day. And Bianja decided they're going to have this and that and that. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. So, from ordinary level, and I hope you remember, okay, the formulas that you should be able to know is which is the nth term for an AB.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
The nth term for a GP, was it like that?
Yes, sir.
We'll come to this right now because that will be the second lesson. We're just going to focus on
ABs.
Today I'm going to do more of that. In fact, we're also going to look at that. No? Then also, here you know you have got what we refer to.
Difference.
No,
Common.
it's a common, not just a difference on its own. It's a common difference that you find by saying whatever you have in term 2 minus term 1 should be the same as term 3 minus term 2, and so on and so on. And here we have what we refer to as a common ratio, which is a fraction. Whatever is in term 3 divided by term 2 and term 4 divided by term 3, that R is what we are talking about. So, you need to determine whether a sequence that you are given, a progression, you need to determine whether it's an arithmetic progression or a geometric. So I'm not going to go right back to a first term is represented by the letter A. Not going to do that. But just because you are special, if I'm talking about the 24th term, it becomes A plus 23D. Do you agree?
Yes, 24
Where on this planet is the 23 coming from?
24 minus.
24 minus. Is it not so? Since that egg that we are referring to.
Yes,
The 24 day, you put the 24 day. You understand what I'm saying? So, if I say the third term is 5 times, or 5 times the third term is equal to 2 times the second term, then you will write this as, I'll come here. If I say 5 times the third term equals to 2 times the second term, you're going to say 5, then this is the third term. A plus 2D equals to 2A plus D. Am I right? Where you have got 2 minus 1 equals 2 1. Then from there you create scenarios and so on. I hope you remember that. No? Okay, so we can talk all day, every day about this. I have decided to take the ones that are going to give you the push that you need to get over the line. I'm not going to say what is the first term, what is the common difference. That is basic, ordinary level, please. Let's go. Try now. And wait for it. Drum roll. Question 2. I'm going to write it down. Given. Oh, this is going to give you a headache.
Okay, let's see.
2, 8, B, 9. Hello? That's a 9. That's an 8. There is a difference between how I write by 8 and 9. If you see that to be an A, then you must be dyslexic. That was not meant for
enrichment purposes.
Here's the key. The first 3 terms they form what? An AP. That is 2, A, B.
Gracias.
Determine the, wait for it, value or values. That means it will be more. If you don't know what you're doing, maybe you get a value. If maybe it's a value and you get values, it's a problem.
A and B.
No hint here. But there is a hint.
There is a hint.
Okay. No, it means what I'm saying, A could have two solutions.
Oh,
A could have two solutions. Or there's only one solution for A. Therefore, meaning there must be one solution for B. That will be the case where it's value. One value for A, one value for B. But values, A might have two values, and B therefore have two values. In that case, you are dealing with some sort of quadratic equation here.
Maybe a set of values.
I don't know. We find ways and means to squeeze it in. I don't know
They're
whether
gonna
it
say
becomes
set.
quadratic, but that's good.
They're gonna also say set.
Determine the values of A and B. Mr. Bradley, what is this number again? Good. Okay.
Sorry.
They gave you a hint here, which is interesting. Form two simultaneous equations. Let's work with what we have here. For an AP, subtracting successive terms, that is A minus 2 equals to B minus A. Interesting, that will be my first. Let's get the A's one side and the B on its own. What do you think? Which one should be?
Yes,
The A is
yes,
inside.
put the A inside.
Should get the A inside?
Yes, sir.
A and the B.
Should I get the A beside
And the B is also
and the B beside? Oh, so we want it in the form AX plus BY equals to C. Okay. If you say so. So A,
2A.
let's play around with colors because some people wonder how did I get it?
It's 2A. Minus B
This one also.
equals to 2.
Maybe this one also. Because number 2 is positive here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this equation is 2A minus B equals to 2. This looks like something you can work with.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
The GB.
G.
B.
B over A
B over A.
equals.
Nine.
What is that number again, Bradley?
9.
Bradley? 9 over what?
B.
Please, let your B and your 9. Don't get confused between the B and if you do, there's something wrong. But anyway, let's continue. This becomes 9A.
You go.
B squared equals to 9A.
You go.
This being my second equation. Where's B squared coming from?
B times B.
Oh, let me bring in color. People don't use
Cross
what?
multiplication.
B times B is B squared. What happens to our whole square here? And 8 times 9 is 9A.
Maybe the
So I have got this equation here. I got this equation there.
Maybe the same.
Yes, sir.
According to him, he said we must make B the subject. Now I'm going to rewrite this somewhere, okay? Then we're going to solve. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm coming here. Center.
Yes, sir. Simultaneous equations.
We have got, you wanted me to change it. 2A minus B equals to 2. Therefore, minus B equals to 2 minus 2A. Are you with me? B equals to 2A minus 2. You're still?
I see what you did.
Yes, sir.
You see what I did? Okay. So this would be my equation C for all intents and purposes. The other one was B squared or B squared equals to 9.
Just put that correctly.
Now, we're going to put this here. So this was my B. So, substitute
Just this one.
C for B into what? Into the second equation. That's going to give rise to some quadratic equation. Do you agree? So this is going to be, yeah, there goes that. Let's bring in an interesting color, which is green. So 2A minus 2 all squared is equal to 9A. So this is going to allow me to find the value. I'm listening? Now I want you to look at that because now you have a problem, right? Square that. What is going to happen here? Okay, there's a minus, so I can bring the minus. Remember, you're going to go 2a times 2, which gives you what? Let's start this again. 2a times 2, twice 10. Twice 10.
Twice. Twice the way.
Okay. What I'm saying is this. I know there's a problem. Too fast make. Right? This times then is where the 4a squared comes from. Good.
Twice.
Then you have 2a times that gives you
Twice the way.
4a. Then you have another same business gives you.
4A.
Do you understand? And obviously, this times that is before. I already indicated it. So I was saying binomial expansion. Square the first, square the last. Anything squared is possible. Here, 2 times 2a is what?
4a.
Twice that would be double it. Double it.
8a.
Side is minus, that is minus. Are we done that side?
Yes, sir.
Are we okay? If you get this wrong, then whatever you are doing is always the time. Anyway, that's 98. So let's rewrite it equal to 0 because it's a quadratic equation. You agree?
Plus.
Equals to 0. 4a squared. This is going to be interesting.
Minus 17A.
Right? Why does it? I have this feeling somewhere we are doing the wrong thing. Okay, just checking. That 98 is positive. That's all right. Good. So this quadratic equation should solve. Anyway, when you solve, you should get two answers. A equals to 4. Or A equals to.
So this is 3.
But now,
16 and what?
4a squared
16.
minus 17a negative 4.
Oh, we didn't this.
A squared minus 17 over 4 equals negative 4 over 4. Completing the square method. Yeah, because you don't want to use the quadratic equation formula, or should we use the quadratic equation
It's
formula?
16 and 1.
Should we use the quadratic equation formula?
Yeah.
You like the quadratic? AS level students are afraid of this.
This is easy.
Santa Maria. Let's continue. We are going to find half of the middle term and square. B over A. 2A or A? Square, right? 2A. Should be half of the middle term. No, there's no A. Just B over 2. Nah?
Yes.
Right. This business here is negative 17 over. Are you with me? A minus 17 over 8. This comes from there. Here we go. 17 times 17. Hello, 289. Don't waste all time. 289, 8 times 8. You should know this one.
Yeah.
Still thinking?
You know this one.
Good. Now we're going to take square root of side positive, negative. Good. So square root of that. 17 over 0. Square root of this. Yeah, sleeping. This is negative 1.
Negative 1. Yeah.
Plus that story that we brought in. Over 64.
Yeah.
Negative 1, which comes from here, right? Can be written.
64.
It's nothing but negative 64
Over negative.
over 64.
Which is negative.
This business can be written as 289 minus 64 over 64. That is A minus 17 over 8 all squared. Now, this is going to be very interesting. I don't know the calculator. 289 minus 64. Come on. Look smart for the people of YouTube. 205. 225 is a square number of what? Still thinking? 15. The moment this is the case, square, answers will be rational. Okay? Or nice integers that you can work with. Don't be afraid of this method. Where do I go from here? Can I go there? You wouldn't use the quadratic equation formula, right? I just want to
Oh,
find.
just the two.
Aha. A minus 17 over B equals to square root 225 over square root 64. Or A minus 17 over E equals negative 225 over 64. Are you with me?
Yes.
Bottom line, A equals 15 over 8 plus 17 over 8. Or A equals, I hope you understand where the 17 over 8 comes from. Are you with me? 17 over 8, because I'm adding, minus 15 over 8. You understand why I subtracted that, sir? Hello? AS level. AS level. Now, 15 plus 17 is 22. It's 32. You are saying yes.
Ah, yeah.
And Hara said that answer is 4. Am I right, Mr. Hara said? Is that not one of the solutions? I told you so.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hara said 17 minus 15 is every day, all day 2.
Yes.
2 over 8 is 1 number 4.
That's not the solution.
Maybe you got 0.25, which is just decimal values of 1 over. But now we're not done though, okay? But remember, I was just deliberate from here on. You could have easily just used the discriminant and go on to this quadratic equation formula. Now we've got 2 values of A, therefore there must be corresponding 2 values of B. That means we have our equation here,
Yes, sir.
right? We have equation here. Or this one is easy to find. So we already, according to him, we already have this here, which is our C. We can actually now find the values of B. If, this is the sanitizer slash disinfectant. If A equals to 4, then our equation here, B equals to 2, then B is going to be 8 minus 2, which is what? Yeah. Happy? If A equals to 1/4, then B equals to 2. So we got 1/4 here, negative 3/2. Those are the solutions. Interesting stuff. There are, wait for it, 4 more interesting ones before I call it a day. So, right? Clean the board, and then we do those 4. And whatever is left, guess what? There you go. And it's due when? The homework is due tomorrow or next. Half of it at least tomorrow in the class. The other half, day after tomorrow in the class. When we meet Thursday, after school, 2 o'clock, during our normal afternoon, like this. Guess what? Hello? And it will be test based on what? Say what? What do you think? Whatever I started with this lesson today up to when we end. Definitely we are going to be deciding. The idea is to finish all of this. You can't decide what I must do with my. Hello, can we clean Mr. Are you still taking pictures? So keep on writing. But are you done here and here? Okay, but remember, when you are here, you can go ahead and use the quadratic equation formula. So that is going to be 4x squared minus what? Plus what? So the discriminant is going to be. Very nice to know what the discriminant is. By the way, what is the discriminant here? Is there any way from what we have done here when we completed the square that you can somehow say, the discriminant is this? No? Okay. Now I'm going to do it. And then you will see whether you are a follower or a trendsetter. People follow you or you follow. And I think
So
it's
why would you
the
use
letter. Anyway, if I put here positive, does it make a difference? But for the sake of peace, I'll put minus. Okay? Minus 17 squared. Minus 4 times A times B.
Yes, you can see it.
Yes?
Yes.
289 minus 64. Look. There's a problem, people. You have got a problem. Ask, what is the discriminant? Can you anyway, from what we have done here, see the discriminant? This is nothing but 289, which is 225, which is what we had all along here. Wait, up there.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah,
Remember when we were doing the discriminant, we were talking about when it's perfect square, the answers will be real and rational. You understand? Okay. So this is what? Now, we know that it's 125. So when we are using the quadratic equation formula, from this, you know, A equals to 4, B equals to minus 17, C equals to 4. So the one value, what is the equation? It was what is the equation? One value of A will be minus the value of B, which is negative 17. Are you with me? Minus square root of 225 over 2 times, so it's going to be plus or minus then.
4.
Over what? 4. Good. So A is going to be 17 plus 15 over 8. Or A is going to be 17 minus 15 over 8. Are these not the solutions?
Which is the
A equals to 4 or A equals to negative? No. 1 over 4. Then you can now find the subsequent values of what? The subsequent values of what? The subsequent values of what?
B.
Of B.
The English. Oh.
It is not easy. This language is not easy. Number one, how do you say to the second or no?
So
In your case, it's like a fourth language English. That's the only time you start
So you
speaking.
also factorize.
Yes, you can also factorize, but we're not going to do it. Come on now, that is 16. Please, we have to go on. How do you say to a learner or an individual speaking English as a fourth language to come to school and now listen to it from a second language or a first language speaker? Not that I'm a first or second language speaker, I'm just saying it's very tricky. Because when you go home, and it's a very beautiful country, and language is so important, it's our culture. Love it a lot. But someone goes home, speaks Wambo, then he argues with his friends in the Jero. Then he goes to the farm, or speaks with his grannies, or Sidamara. Come to school, now in normal, when he walks up and down, he speaks Afrikaans. Comes to the class with Mr. Max and other teachers, now he must speak English. And that is where when you guys start speaking English, then the first thing you do is, when a word comes out, it's not coming out the right way you go. It's like you're trying to stop whatever is coming. It is not very interesting, is it? When we are saying you are not reading, it's because you are challenged in the fact that you don't master a language. So you need to master a language like this because your content, your education is in it. It's the medium of instruction. And then it will be easier for you to assimilate, to understand anything that goes on. We're not saying you can't read the sentence. It's about understanding what goes on around you. You can't just be reading stop signs or traffic signs, okay, and say I can read.
Yeah.
People even read traffic signs wrongly. You understand me? Okay. That was the commercial. Page 44. Question 4. Guess what I'm bringing back? Look.
Take both sides.
Determine the value of P. Do you understand that? For which, here we go. Log 2, comma. Log 2 squared, comma. Log 2 raised to the power of P. Is an AP B a GP. Yeah, I remember a few years back we had something similar in the exam, but we had log 3 something, I think 3 cubed, and then 3 to the power x. Same thing. I hope you remember, it was in one of these extended questions like it was in the lesson. Okay, let's consider it where it's an AP first, okay? And for it to have an AP, you need to take, so this is going to be my first term, my second term, and my third term. For it to be an AP, needs to have a common difference where I take the second term minus the first term to equal to the third term minus the second term. Now subtracting logs is the same as multiplying or dividing the numbers. Which one is it?
Dividing.
Okay, they are writing like people who are getting paid. Log 2 squared minus log 2 equals to log 2 to the power P minus log 2 squared. Can we go on?
Yes.
Subtracting, it becomes log 2 squared over 2. Are you with me?
Yes.
Equals to log 2 raised to the power of 2 over 2 squared. So from here, drop the logs. Are you with me? 2 squared over 2 equals to 2 raised to the power P over 2 squared. Multiplying both sides by that. 2 squared times 2 squared over 2. Look, you can from here, you can make this a 4 and so on. So totally up to you. You understand it? You can make it a 4 if you like those things. I just want to work with indices and so on. So what I'm saying, Mr. Bradley, this is the same as 4 over 2 equals to 2 raised to the power P over 4. You understand? Which Mr. Bradley will give you 16.
16 divided by 2.
16 divided by 2
8.
equals to
P
2 raised to the power, which is the same as that.
P goes to 3.
So 2p equals to 2 or 8, then it's 2p equals to 2 raised to the power of 3. Prime vector form? Yes, a base product is prime vectors. Therefore, p is going to equal to what? When the sequence is a what? An arithmetic progression. Yes. Who wants to try? When is it G? Going once? She's looking. She's looking this side of Lutherans. That one is thinking about Corinthians. She's from Kubawa's area. This guy, are you from where? Say what? You're from Caliber. This place, Caliber. Home. Since you are home, you don't want to do. Yeah, you know what he said. No. That's a word right there in Africa. That one is a word. It's almost a thing. Okay, let's do a GP. For a sequence to be a GP, it needs to have a common ratio. Such that our common ratio will be term 2 over term 1 equals to term 3 over term 2. So I'm going up to 3 terms because it's what I got. Do you understand? Right, so it's going to be log 2 squared over log 2. Does that make sense? Then, yes.
I can do this question.
You have a question?
I can do this question.
Could you talk to me? I answered the question already. I answered the question.
He said he can do the question.
Now he wants to do the question. After I have done the hard lifting. Anyway, let's use power law,
Multiply in
right?
So
Don't write 4 here. This number, we need to get rid of those logs so we can write the p in the numbers, okay? So it's going to be 2 log 2 over log 2 equals to p log 2 over 2 log 2. Too fast? Do you understand? Now what do we do with those log 2s? Because ultimately, it's like 2 times the same number divided by that same number. P times the same number divided by 2 times that same number. Same number, same number. Same number, same number. We cancel. Same number, we cancel. Leaving us with 2 over 1 equals to P over 2. Therefore, cross multiply. Now you say P equals to 4. P equals to 2 by 2. P equals to 4. And that is the solution when it's a GP. Amen? What are you supposed to say after that? Amen? Clearly you're not from Africa. Amen?
Hallelujah.
Ah, there it comes out. Let's do it again. Amen? This church is dead. Amen?
Hallelujah.
You just say, we feel it, brother, we feel it. Amen?
We feel it, brother.
So what do you have to
You
say?
don't feel anything anymore.
What do you have to
What
say?
you see his question. What do you
Say about the AP and the GP.
what do we have to say about
The
it?
values of P. If I have to ask myself, see this one?
It's a nice question. Now, you got it up. He's asking a rather awkward question. You know, it's like those people who I found the DRAs. Verstaan je? Hij weet niet was hij oorlog of was hij oorlog geboren niet, of dingen is aan oorlog is. Maar die belangrijkste gedeelte van alle oorlog is, hij is oorlog, maar voor alle oorlog redens.
We are just lost.
Hij is verloren, right? No? You are lost totally. Good. Now, it's a nice question because you are given a sequence which is just in log form. And it follows a certain pattern, therefore there is a sequence. Sequences are joined by a set of rules joining them together. When you are subtracting logs, you divide the numbers. When you are dividing logs like the way we did it here, I clearly realized that when the base 10 of 2, log base 10 of 2, remember the base is 10, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Then it's easy, apply power law so we can get rid of those logs there. It's using your acquired knowledge or your previous knowledge from this and applying it to sequences. It's like a multi-topic thing.
Let's see.
Okay, I've got 3 more questions before we call it a day. Mr. Bradley is still taking pictures with his eyes, writing screenshot. Are you still screenshot things? Print screen, you are here? So we can clean this. Alright. Now you're going to go all the way to page 43, please. 43. 43. We are going to look at question 9, question 11, question 12. And your job is question 10. I'm going to, after I do question 9, page 48, sorry, page 48, I said 48. I said 48, you are just hearing 43 things. Anyway, you will take your pencil and you will, I will give you the ones that you must do. You can't do everything there because most of them is repetition, it's homework. But if you are stuck with something, you can't remember something, then go ahead and also do the rest of the step. Okay? It's just to your benefit. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So I'm at page 48. In fact, that is where the lesson ends today. And then I'm going to recap and tell you exactly what is it that you need to do so that you can move along. Because I am now operating under the assumption that you are recalling certain things, and quite clearly I can see visibly from here that you are lost somewhere, somehow, especially with the formula. Okay? But please make sure that you are together.
It's yes.
Question 9, page 48. The 15th term of a, what type of sequence is it? Are you there? Of the t sub 15 is equal to x squared. We also know that it is an arithmetic progression. Very important. From this, we also know that our common difference is going to be 3x minus x. That is going to be term 2 minus term 1. Term 2, term 1. Are you with me? So it is going to be 2x. Are you with me?
Yes.
Good.